Welcome back to another video, guys. In this video I'll be showing you how to paint up the Imperial trenches and an Imperial bunker. Just picked these up through the made to order and they took about a year to come, so I'm pretty keen to get them completed. Always loved the look of these models, so keen to finally get my hands on them. So just starting off, I've got them sprayed up with some Mechanicus standard grey, and then I'm going through on all the earthy areas with some Mournfang brown through the airbrush, really watered down, just hitting all those earthy areas and the crevices, the corners where dirt is likely to build up. And I'm doing that all over the different bits and pieces that came with the set. And I'm doing this about 3 or 4 times, getting a really nice thick coat in there, sealed in. 3 or 4 thin coats will do the job. Now just combining up these green paints here to create a nice Cadian looking green, and going over all the parts of the models where there are helmets, body parts, weapon casings from the Cadian soldiers, as well as these ammunition crates. Two to 3 thin coats will do the job here. And once that's finished, it's starting to block out and look really nice. You can see it coming together. Next up, we're going to be attacking those barrels with some red of your choosing. I'm using corn red here. Next up, tackling all the skeleton pieces, all the bones, with any skeletal colour you have at hand. I'm using Wraithbone. I'm pulling out the Doombull Brown next. With this we'll be tackling the leather pouches and pieces of equipment left in the debris by the Cadian soldiers. Again, 2 to 3 thin coats will do the job here. And you could use any other brown paint that you have that contrasts nicely with the Mournfang brown we're using for the ground. Next up, we'll be starting to highlight the concrete bunker, adding Dawnstone to our Mechanicus standard grey mixture. Slowly you can add in some Administratum grey or just more white, and dry brush all the way around the bunker. Next, pulling out gunmetal from the army painter to tackle some of the more ornamental parts around the bunker. The Aquila, any fans and exhausts, any metal bits that you want to make stand out a bit more on the bunker. And we're just doing this very roughly, dry brushing it and giving it a very weathered old look. This includes dry brushing all the ground surfaces in the trenches. We can go a little bit heavier here, making sure that the metallic paint stands out. We'll be tackling all those shields along the trench lines as well. Again, just with a quite a heavy overbrush. And while I was at it, I painted over any pieces of weaponry amongst the rubble too. Strachan Green and Lauren Forest are being combined next for a dry brush over the green parts, the helmets, weapon casings that we just tackled earlier. Next up, I'm pulling out the Gehenna's Golds, just to tackle some of the golden areas on the ammunition cases and the grenade launcher ammunition. and some of the more ornamental parts, the aquillas for example. Following this, we will be tackling the ground areas and giving it the classic Citadel brown base treatment. So just dry brushing it with Mornfang Brown, followed by Zamizi Desert. And if you like, you can add a little bit of Ushabti Bone into that mix as you bring it up the color spectrum, just to make it pop even more. And you see here, I had a bit of a change of heart. I decided to go back to the Gehenna's Gold and go a lot heavier over all of the Aquillas, all of them. Now for the really fun part, we're whipping out Ammo by Mig's enamel paints. Starting off with some enamel thinner and placing this all over the models after I have given them a nice varnish just to protect that layer of acrylic paint. And then pulling out the streaking grime, and we just splodging this randomly all over the base. And what we're going to do is come back with a damp brush with the odorless enamel thinner, and then just spreading it all across the model. And it seeps into the recesses. It has a long drying time, so you can play with it and clean it up as it's drying. If you think you've added too much, for example, you could wipe some off, or even add more if you think you've not added enough. It looks really rough while you're doing it, but the final finish is really, really nice and quite realistic too. So as you can see, yeah, it looks really rough before it's dried, and that's fine, but once it's finished, it comes together really nicely. Nice even transitions there, because we've used that thinner. And we are pretty much done. Just a couple of little stages left, like rust. If you want to, you don't have to, but I'm whipping out this Mr. Weathering Rust just because I don't use it too often, apart from when I'm using scenery, and it has a nice finish. Adds a little bit more contrast to the piece. And we're just going over any bolts, any rivets, parts of the fan. We'll be doing the same with this Citadel oxide paint, using it specifically on the gold areas, because we got a really nice contrast between the gold and the turquoise. And we are done. So stoked to have this full trench and bunker setup finally finished. Remember seeing it in the White Dwarfs and online back in the day, and it's really cool to finally have it in my hands. Can't wait to play some games on this new battlefield of mine, and can't wait to get stuck into some more scenery for you guys in the future. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe if you could please, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Laters.